Happening now, the first ever Chautauqua Grown Open Barn Doors Day is almost here. And we interviewed a local gun dealer about new firearm legislation. Plus, County Executive P.J. Wendell has some advice ahead of next year's Eclipse.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, Tyreek Edwards, a 31-year-old resident of Rochester, New York, has been sentenced to 160 months in prison for his role in a drug conspiracy involving fentanyl trafficking and firearms possession, announced U.S. Attorney Trini E. Ross. Tyreek Edwards, a Rochester resident with a prior felony record, has been handed a 13-year prison sentence by U.S. District Judge Charles J. Siragusa. Edwards was found guilty of leading a drug trafficking organization responsible for distributing substantial quantities of fentanyl, parafluorofentanyl, and cocaine in both the Rochester area and Augusta, Maine. Two other individuals, Walter H. Bennett and Ray C. Mack Jr., were also implicated in this conspiracy. The organization operated out of a drug house on Woodward Street in Rochester, where they peddled fentanyl, parafluorofentanyl, and cocaine to customers. Law enforcement investigations led to the seizure of approximately 158 grams of fentanyl, 11 grams of parafluorofentanyl, 580 grams of cocaine, over $20,000 in drug-related funds, 6 firearms, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and 7 firearm magazines. Ray C. Mack Jr. has already been sentenced to 135 months in prison, while Walter H. Bennett awaits sentencing. Quinteria Wilson, Edwards' then-girlfriend, was convicted of misdemeanor possession of fentanyl and sentenced to probation. Well, in other news, the Buffalo Police Department apprehended a 32-year-old Buffalo resident on September 8, 2023, in connection with a string of robbery, burglary, and petite larceny incidents spanning multiple districts. The Buffalo Police Department announced the arrest of Juan Ortiz Morales, a 32-year-old Buffalo resident, following his alleged involvement in a series of criminal activities. Northwest District detectives had expressed interest in speaking with Ortiz Morales regarding several open cases in their jurisdiction, prompting a swift response from patrol officers who successfully located and detained the suspect within hours. Ortiz Morales faces charges related to 3 petite larceny cases occurring on July 9, 2023, August 4, 2023, and September 7, 2023, at a commercial establishment in the 400 block of Grant Street. Additionally, he is charged with burglary in the 2nd degree and grand larceny in the 4th degree for a break-in on August 2, 2023, at a private residence in the 600 block of Elwood Avenue. Furthermore, Ortiz Morales is accused of robbery in the 3rd degree, criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, assault in the 3rd degree, and menacing in the 2nd degree for an incident that transpired on July 1, 2023, at a commercial business in the 400 block of Grant Street. Allegedly, Ortiz Morales entered the store multiple times within a half hour, attempting theft, making threats to employees, and ultimately causing an employee to be struck by a passing vehicle while fleeing. The injured employee was transported to CMC for non-life-threatening injuries. Well, in other news, a youth pastor has entered a guilty plea for attempted receipt of child pornography before Senior U.S. District Judge William M. Scretany. The charge carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison with a maximum of 20 years and a $250,000 fine. Assistant U.S. Attorney Paul E. Bonanno revealed that in July 2019, Nathan L. Rogers, 39, of East Aurora, a church youth pastor, secretly recorded nude images of a minor at Darien Lake Park in Genesee County, New York, for his sexual gratification. Rogers lured the victim into his camper where iPhones were used to capture the explicit footage. The minor victim discovered the recordings, deleted them, and promptly reported the incident to authorities. Law enforcement later arrested and questioned Rogers, ultimately locating the illicit images on the confiscated phones. Rogers faces a mandatory minimum penalty of 5 years in prison, a maximum of 20 years, and a fine of $250,000. Well, in other news, suicide is the leading cause of death in the United States and the 11th leading cause of death in New York. This Saturday, you can join the annual Out of the Darkness Community Walk hosted by the Suicide Prevention Alliance of Chautauqua County to support research, education, and survivor programs. The walk not only helps support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, but promotes connection within the community to show that despite mental health battles, you won't have to walk alone. The walk will take place Saturday, September 16th at Jackson Taylor Park, beginning at 11 a.m. To donate or sign up for the event, you can visit PreventSuicideCHQ.com. Suicide will affect 1 in 5 American families. If you or someone you know is struggling with a crisis, you are urged to call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. As WNY News Now continues, get ready for the first ever Chautauqua Grown Open Barn Doors Day. And later, we talk to the owner of M&M Sports Tent about new firearm legislation taking effect today. Stay with us, as WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Chautauqua County paid tribute to the victims of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks during a solemn remembrance ceremony. Hosted by the local American Legion, the event unfolded on Monday, September 11, 2023 at noon in front of the Chautauqua County Courthouse located at 1 North Erie Street in Mayville, New York. The ceremony, attended by local dignitaries, featured poignant remarks from Chautauqua County American Legion Commander Kirk Miller, Chautauqua County Veterans Director Greg Carlson, Chautauqua County Sheriff James Quattrone, County Executive P.J. Wendell, State Assemblyman Andy Goodell, Christine McAllister representing Congressman Nick Langworthy, and Chautauqua County American Legion Chaplain and Assistant 8th District Chaplain Stan Crosby. Following the speeches was a moment of profound silence and a moving 21-gun salute. This poignant program served as a heartfelt tribute to the more than 3,000 Americans who lost their lives on that fateful day when members of the extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 planes, leading to tragic crashes at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field in western Pennsylvania. Well, in other news, the Cornell Cooperative Extension of Chautauqua County's agriculture program has teamed up with several farms across the county to celebrate the first ever Chautauqua-grown Open Barn Doors Day. The event aims to promote agriculture and share appreciation for our county's farms. Farming is the #1 industry in the state, with Chautauqua County ranking first in the state for number of farms, approximately 1,300, 10th in the state for total value of agricultural products sold, and 11th in all of the United States for grape production. During the event, the public is invited to visit 9 different farms free of charge across the county to experience interactive learning activities, enjoy the family-friendly atmosphere, and even register at each location they visit for a chance to win a door prize of local products. The Open Barn Doors Day will be held on Sunday, September 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and the list of farms participating is as follows. There's Miller's Dairy Farm, located at 6219 South Road in Cherry Creek, who will be conducting tours of their barn and robotic milkers from noon to 2 p.m. Walker's Alpaca Farm, located at 544 Railroad Avenue in Cherry Creek, invites guests to visit all throughout the day to learn about alpacas and maybe even give them a snack. Green Heron Growers, located at 2361 Waits Corner Road in Sherman, is offering a multitude of learning experiences, from information on animals raised in the pasture to observing an equine sports challenge. Big Tree Maple, located at 2040 Holly Lane in Lakewood, will welcome guests to tour their maple production facility and taste some sweet samples. Muncie Farm, located at 1381 Panama Bear Lake Road in Panama, will take visitors on a hayride to a field where they will learn about sweet corn. Peterson Farm, located at 3260 Fluvanna Avenue Extension in Jamestown, will be showcasing the Slow-Moving Vehicles campaign. Moon Meadow Farm, located at 2929 Moon Road in Jamestown, not only allows for guests to see the meat shop and taste samples of locally grown meat, this farm will also show how marshmallows are made. Clairol, located at 6592 West Main Road in Portland, is the Cornell Lake Erie Research Lab where fruits and vegetables are studied. Tours will be offered every hour. H&R Rustic Acres, located at 12379 Allegheny Road in Silver Creek, is a great place to visit if you're looking to learn about the sheep industry and what great products they provide. Those interested in learning more about Chautauqua Grown Open Barn Doors Day are asked to call Cornell Cooperative Extension at 716-664-9502, extension 202. Well, in other news, new firearm legislation is scheduled to take effect today, shifting the burden of background checks for firearm and ammunition purchases from the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System, NICS, to the New York State Police. Under the new law, the state will impose a $9 fee for each firearm background check and a $2.50 fee for each ammunition background check, which will occur for every purchase. We spoke to Bruce Piaz, the owner of the M&M Sports Den in Jamestown, to hear his thoughts on the new law.
Well, it took me quite a while to get logged into that site. I haven't done any checks yet, but a lot of people aren't happy with it because there's going to be a fee. And then if you buy ammunition, you're going to have to go through another check, and there's going to be another fee.
Yes, sir.
So the ammunition form is, I think, 2 pages. I haven't done one yet, but it's about 2 pages long, asking a lot of information.
And from what it says, you have to do it every single time you purchase ammunition.
That's correct. That's correct.
So every single time, sir, even if you have a concealed weapons permit, you are a legal gun owner, you have to go through a background check to simply purchase ammunition.
That's correct. That's correct.
Do you have any thoughts on that, sir?
Kind of unconstitutional as far as I'm concerned, but, you know, I'm in business. I don't like to make any waves, and I try to follow the laws. That doesn't mean I have to like them, but I do follow them. And, of course, I've been doing the ammunition, not to check, but I've been recording it for quite some time. But now I have to do it online, and I just gave them authorization to debit my account for any of the charges, like the ammo charge and the firearms check.
Coming up next, Aaron Rodgers' career as a New York Jet has come to an unexpected end. And later, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has announced an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Let's take a look at the almanac for today. We made it to a high of 68 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown. Our low was 56, and the records for today, 95 set back in 1952. The record low of 28 set back in 1985. Well, last week we were above average. This week temperatures are cooler, below average, but the NOAA 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, which spans September 20th through September 26th, does favor temperatures to go back above average across the Northeast and the Great Lakes. So if you're not a fan of the fall weather and you like the summer-like temperatures, hang on, because it looks like they will be returning as we head into the end of the month. Let's time it out on future scan the next 24 to 48 hours to the rest of the evening hours tonight, through the overnight hours tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. Can't rule out a couple isolated lake effect rain showers. This is cooler air filters in across the region. Now, if this was later into the year, towards the end of the year, we'd be talking about lake effect snow showers. But since we're still in September, we're just talking about lake effect rain showers. For tomorrow, some clouds, a couple isolated showers early on in the morning will give way to mostly sunny skies through the rest of the afternoon hours. Then we should go partly cloudy for Thursday night into Friday as high pressure begins to build in the region. That's going to provide dry weather through the end of the week and into the weekend. So here's your forecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, a few isolated lake effects rain showers possible, mainly across the southern tier, with overnight lows ranging from the upper 40s across inland locations to the mid-50s at the Lake Erie shoreline. Your forecast for tomorrow, early clouds and a couple isolated showers early in the morning will quickly give way to partly to mostly sunny skies to the rest of the afternoon. Another chilly day tomorrow with temperatures in the low to mid-60s. And now that 7-day outlook powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So high pressure will begin to build in tomorrow. That's going to provide mostly sunny skies for Friday, and the Saturday temperatures rebound back in the upper 60s to the lower 70s. On Sunday, most of the day will be dry with partly sunny skies, but the clouds will be increasing throughout the rest of the afternoon. This is another system approaches the region that's going to bring some showers late Sunday into the early part of next week as temperatures continue to range from the upper 60s to the lower 70s.
Andrew, thank you. Well, Aaron Rodgers' first season as a New York Jet has come to an end, unfortunately before it even had a chance to begin. After spending his career with the Green Bay Packers, Rodgers was traded to the Jets in the offseason. With much anticipation, Rodgers came out of the tunnel for the Monday Night Football 2023 season opener game against the Buffalo Bills to a standing ovation at MetLife Stadium. However, only a couple plays into the game, Rodgers suffered an injury after being sacked by Bills pass rusher Leonard Floyd. Rodgers would be carted off the field, unable to return for the rest of the game. It would then be revealed on Tuesday via an MRI that Rodgers had torn his Achilles tendon, ending his season just as it was only beginning. With the injury, Zach Wilson is expected to step in as the Jets quarterback. Despite the injury to Rodgers, the Jets still managed to pull off an overtime victory on Monday over the Bills, winning 22-16. This came after the Jets returned a 65-yard punt for a touchdown on their first possessions in overtime. Well, in other news, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and GOP lawmakers have initiated an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden, citing allegations of misleading statements and questionable financial dealings. However, the investigation's specifics remain shrouded in uncertainty. In a move that has drawn both fervent support and skepticism, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced the commencement of a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. The decision was met with strong backing from several Republican lawmakers, including Congressman Nick Langworthy of New York's 23rd Congressional District. Langworthy, a member of the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, cited evidence from the committee's work alleging that President Biden had misled the public regarding his family's business dealings. Langworthy issued the following statement. Our work on the House Oversight Committee produced evidence that President Biden continually lied to the American people about his involvement in his family's shady business dealings, said Representative Langworthy. We've uncovered millions in foreign money to various Biden family members, and we know President Biden was involved in meetings with Hunter's foreign business ties. I applaud Speaker McCarthy for initiating this logical next step to use the full power of the House to bring answers to the American people, and I look forward to working with my colleagues on the Oversight Committee under the exceptional leadership of Chairman Comer to bring transparency and accountability to this administration. Despite the accusations, legal scholars from both sides of the political spectrum have raised concerns about the lack of concrete details surrounding the inquiry. Questions persist regarding the scope, evidence, and timing of the investigation, leaving the American people eagerly awaiting more transparency and clarity in the days to come. Well, coming up next, County Executive P.J. Wendell has some advice for New York residents ahead of next year's eclipse.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
When talking about weather preparedness, one would rarely consider being prepared for an eclipse. But come next spring, County Executive P.J. Wendell advises Empire State residents to get ready. The event will be a total blackout in the middle of the day, which is why Wendell is beginning to spread information about the eclipse. Our Alyssa Wright has more.
On April 8th of 2024, Chautauqua County at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon will be part of a solar eclipse where the light outside will look at about as if it's midnight in 3 in the afternoon. This is a massive event. This is not a nationwide event, but for us, we will be in what they call the path of totality along with 29 other counties, anticipating 50 to 250,000 people in Chautauqua County, as many as 1 million people traveling on Route 80 and Route 86.
The county executive is anticipating a large number of people coming to the county to witness the event.
So this is a big event. So please, everyone, we're going to start getting out some public information, some educational pieces. Please listen and pay attention to what we're sending out. It will be really important. I know we're talking, to school districts, we're talking to, businesses, really to be aware, because we could have a huge influx of people. If we listen to what's happened elsewhere, it's a massive amount of traffic, a massive amount of congestion, not to mention businesses will see a lot of traffic. If you go right now and try to book a hotel, I ask anybody, go online and see if you can book a hotel in Chautauqua County or even in Jamestown. They're very, very limited if you can find one at all that weekend. So
the eclipse is exciting, but Wendell warns the public to be cautious of roadways and stay up to date on any information that's released.
Again, it's a real unique experience. You'll start to see a build up to this, public information, public service announcements, and we ask everybody really to listen to the guidance that we'll put out, because we really want to avoid, congestion and confusion as we get closer.
We will continue to provide updates and information from the county as it becomes available. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at Channel716.com. Thank you for watching.